I was digging around in the archive, you know, basically all the drawers and stuff in my studio, which are really like chaos, and I come across this, which is End of the Line presents Meeting of Styles. So when End of the Line, big company, I don't know if they still exist, End of the Line actually. Used to be Prob's company, basically. Prob's had this company, End of the Line. Prob's and Matilda, they ran End of the Line, and they hosted Meeting of Styles, October 8th, 2011. 2011, what's that? 11 years ago. And they put out this little sort of newspapery thing, and I looked at it and thought, oh, it's all going to be this, isn't it? But it's not. So I had a look. These pictures, they're a bit too small to appreciate, but let's get into it because it gets much better. You'll see. So that's when it was up in Holloway, I think, if I'm remembering right. Anyway, can't remember. Just can't be bothered to read. Let's not get into this. It's too small. There's some amazing stuff up here, but it's too small to really appreciate. But this is a bit bigger, right? So now you can appreciate this. There we go. Okay. So you've got the chaps painting this wall. There's Probs. That's SNUG just there. Looks like Zadok at the end. That's a nice wall. It's a bit small for us to see. Or you can see that Nash has painted that. Nichos. I mean, that looks like Wayne. If I had better glasses on, I might be able to tell. But this bottom one I can definitely tell because that's a really nice joiner. Look at that. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So you've got Replete. Replete is he's a great artist from up north. I think he's from Leeds, UK. Zadok, fantastic guy. Zadok. I've got a couple of bits of stuff from him. Really cool guy. This is Probs. All this mad kind of like 3D stuff here, and that is Snug. Snug doesn't paint very much, but when he does, his painting is like literally perfection. He's one of them guys who just paints perfect on the wall. This is a beautiful wall. This is one of them walls. This is all up sorry, I should have said this is all up in Shoreditch. All this stuff just off Brick Lane. There used to be hoardings up there. All the hoardings. This is Bacon Street. All these hoardings are gone now. They're long gone. This wall still exists, but not painted like this. I don't even know if it still gets painted now. But anyway, you've got a great line up here. Is that Bissa? Bicep? Don't know this guy. Nichos, Mr. Wayne, Arise, and Does. That was a great wall. Such a great wall. What a cut! That's one of my favourite colour combinations as well. That sort of red, purple, green. Nice. Bonsai. By the way, I'm noticing this is 2009 MOS, isn't it? Not 2011. So presumably they put this paper out in 2011. This is when Bonsai was doing 3D, because he had a spell when he moved into being a 3D artist. And he started to do this. I mean, look at it. It's amazing. It's really incredible. But he's one of those. He's a really interesting artist, Bonsai, because he changes up his style every so often. I don't know if he gets. He's probably just sort of, you know, exhausts what he's doing at the time, and just goes, right, I'm doing something else. He pushes himself to do something else, and everything he comes out with is just brilliant. You know, he's just a master, and he's technically a master at what he does. If you ever watch him paint, if you're lucky enough to watch him, in fact, go to YouTube and watch him paint, and you'll see that the way he controls paint is just fantastic. He really knows what he's doing. So a bit of old style bonsai there. A bit more bonsai. I don't know which bit he's done here, but this is with Ghetto Farceur crew of France, and these guys, one of my favourite crews of all time. Got a couple of favourite crews from Europe. You know, DMV, The Mental Vapors, Ghetto Farceur. These guys are superb. God, they're good. Bims, Rems, Neist. They're just amazing artists. Just take it to another level, really. Put out stuff that nobody else would ever think about. You know, and do. I mean, look what they do with form. It's just mind bending what they can do with form. Yeah, crazy stuff. More Snug there. Another Snug piece. I've never seen that one before. Never seen that pink and blue one before. I've clearly never really looked through this properly. Just must have picked it up at the time. Probs and Mad Sea on the wall there. Beautiful kind of spacey nebula type of thing. 3 Steps. That's a beautiful piece actually. I don't know who 3 Steps is. Really, really good. Be looking at this piece actually. I don't recognise. If anybody recognises that piece, I thought it was Arrow at first, but again, I haven't got my glasses on, so if you can tell who that is, give me a shout. That's Tizer. That's a lovely Tizer piece. That really interesting colourway. Tizer's just one of them guys, you know, paints 3 times a day. It's like Revoke, you know, just paints 3 times a day, just paints all the time, and so he's probably constantly trying to think of colour schemes and stuff that he's going to use, and there he's using an alternating colour scheme. Really like it. Love that. Can't really see any of them well enough to comment. That's a probs piece. Probably probably a commercial piece as well from End of the Line, I would imagine. Massive great probs piece on the end of that wall there. Incredible. Oh, this is all probs now, so this is End of the Line. So probs used to do most of the End of the Line big gigantic walls. And oh, these are the walls. So these walls existed down in Shoreditch. That looks like Revert. Oh, it was. Yeah, there you go. Probs Revert, 2010. You recognise that style anywhere. He's got such a distinctive style, Revert. These walls existed. What is it? Is it Commercial Road? I think it's Commercial Road in Shoreditch. If anybody's from East, let me know. Let me know if I'm wrong. But there were these big, they still exist, by the way. They just don't get used for graph anymore, sadly, or commercial graph or anything. They're just big, sort of the painted commercials now. They just paint commercials on them, which is a pity because for a long time you used to see this sort of stuff on there. You've got this guy, what, Seiko. He's a 2000 AD artist, I think. Seiko and probs on the walls. Will Barras. You've got Zadok, Q2. Q2, though? The Russian Q2? Wow, SHOK1 as well, who's now mostly sort of design, I think, now, as far as I know. But I don't know if you can see these really very well. But I pretty much saw all these in the flesh when they were up, and they were fantastic. Yeah, great. Oh, some amazing stuff there. So some SHOK1, old organic style SHOK1, when he was doing that beautiful kind of bit mouldy, organic, all 3D-ish kind of decay stuff. Loved that stuff. His colourways, look at the colourways. That sort of, what do you call that? Ambery into blue, and oh, it's great. So good. Kak is an amazing artist. Absolutely amazing. Everything he does is incredible. Everything he does. He's one of them artists, for me, we don't see enough of Kak. He's one of them guys. He's not a great self-promoter, and he is such an amazing artist. I just wish we saw more of Kak. Dank, yeah, no, I mean, that's fabulous, isn't it? That's great. Does some interesting stuff, often in black and white, using the black and whites and stuff. Vibes. So Vibes, a member of the RT crew, along with him Towns and Durs and who else? Can't remember. Memory. But an amazing painter. Beautiful painter. Vibes. Again, super cool letters. Love his letters. Anything he does in, well, pretty much everything he does generally. I think he does a lot of really amazing commercial art and stuff. Vibes now, because he's a very, very gifted artist, but his graph is gorgeous. Smug, I think you all know Smug. Photorealism, obviously. I mean, that's ridiculous, isn't it? It's absolutely ridiculously perfect. Boba Fett there. That's what he's become known as. He obviously does huge, like, multi-story walls now, that sort of stuff. This guy Towns, I absolutely love his style. Again, everything he does is, I don't think he writes towns anymore. I think he writes gangs now, and so this style that he done there, that's all. He doesn't really do that anymore. His technique is like perfection, and I could look at it all day long. It's absolutely brilliant. Bonsai. This is Bonsai when he used to do his organic stuff. I mean, look at that fill. It is ridiculous. That's a ridiculous fill. It's just brilliant. It's absolutely perfect. Look at the colour. Look at what he does with the colour blending. You just go, what? How? Look at the colours in there. That's mental. Blue, pink, purple, yellow. Soft edged, but still somehow blending, working. I mean, you've got to be a very clever painter. You've got to know colour theory inside out and instinctively to be able to paint like that. Not to mention the fact your technique has to be perfect, because you're looking at these big fat black lines, and then you look inside, and these lines are ridiculously thin. They're absurdly thin. He's just one of them guys. Bonsai's one of them guys who could do everything, really. That piece, I sort of wish he's still painted. I mean, it's, it's a silly thing to say, really, but I wish he's still painted like that, because I just love graph like that. Mind blowing. Really ghetto farceur-ish, you know. What a great couple of pages. What fine this was, digging this one out. This was great. Chems. This guy does fills like nobody else. Just, you know, the fills he does are just perfection. Just brilliant. Who's that there? That is amazing. I wish that was bigger. Beautiful style from Zara as well. Look at that sort of computer. It's a bit like that guy Wilo, however he says his name. A bit like that. Different planes of different colours. You see that? That plane there, really light colour, goes into a darker colours there, really dark colours there. Such clever plane work. And no outline as well. Has he got an outline in there? No, there's no outline. So it's a beautiful piece of sort of, I want to call it 2D, 3D, but that doesn't describe it very well. Anyway, really nice. That's mental. I don't know who's done it. Can't tell. Ah, that's annoying. Okay, but more here. I need a magnifying glass, don't I? Or at least a better pair of glasses on. Beautiful shark there. All of this is just great. So good. These pieces. Yeah, really excellent. Amazing. And that's it. So, yeah, bit of a find that. Bit of a treasure trove find, that one. Really chuffed about that. So yeah, that was Meeting the Styles, not 2011 clearly. Just they've obviously just gathered stuff together that they've done. But yeah, hope you enjoyed that, guys.